Of course, we know humans are relational beings, and that's why every Wednesdays we make sure we bring you something very interesting you can learn for your relations with individuals around you or your love relationships. And today, sitting right with me here on the couch, I have Ayo Lawrence, who is a professional counselor, coach, and therapist who uses the neuro-linguistic programming and family systems engineering tools to help her clients attain clarity, healing, wholeness, and balanced living. She's definitely passionate about the home front and the family unit and believes in preparing the next generation for life, leadership in the spheres of influence. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. It's amazing having you here today.
Thank you. That was a mouthful.
It was a mouthful, but yeah, it's fine. We move. Anyways, okay, so today we're actually talking relationships, yes, right? And we're talking about knowing me. Not me like Winfrey Color, but yeah, me as
knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself as a human being. So now, tell me, how does knowing me apply and relate to our relations with other people?
Okay, yeah. Before you can have a solid relationship with others, you need to know yourself first. You need to know who you are. You need to know the things that make you, yes, different, the things that make you tick, the things that make you who you are in totality. So it's important you know yourself, your personality, you know, those things that makes you to be you, before you can say, okay, let me now have a solid relationship with others.
Other people.
No, at large, yeah.
Amazing. So, I mean, I've heard of it a lot, where people talk about how you can't love anybody else unless you love yourself first.
Absolutely.
You can't even know people except you know yourself first. So now, what are the first steps of getting to know yourself? Okay,
the first step to knowing yourself is first sitting with yourself and saying, who exactly am I? What are the things that make me me? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the things that is peculiar to me? And, you know, like I said at the beginning, it brings you to your personality. And, you know, while we were having the discussions before now, we have different personalities.
Yeah.
I know quite a number of people are used to the sanguine, the cholerics, the males, and the phlegms. But, you know, we try to put a little twist to it. And we have things like the intimidating Alma, which happens to be the choleric.
Okay.
We have the creative convertible, the sanguine. We have the dependable truck, you know, I can call the flag. And we have the systematic Ford, who happens to be, you know, the melancholy. So you really need to know yourself, you know, what are my traits? What are the things that I am predisposed, you know, to do as a person. So yeah, it's important you know you before you can start thinking of, you know, having relationships.
Okay, so now before we move on, it's very important to highlight the fact that individuals, human beings, have 4 types of personalities, yes, right? And of course, you have found a very interesting way of twisting all of that. I want to ask first, why? Why did you see the need to do that? Did you think people were not interested because it sounded boring? Or were you trying to get the men involved because I noticed you use cars and men like cars?
There is actually a psychometric tool that we use in my institute, the Institute of Family Engineering and Development. And we've decided to just ensure that the way a person is can be relatable to the way we use cars.
Okay.
You know, and we found out that the way you use cars or the result you get as a result of using a particular car is different for each of those models.
Very true.
So the way I drive a truck is different from the way I drive a Ford. The way I drive a Hummer is different from the way I drive a convertible. And even the look of these cars are different as well. So we've decided to, you know, tweak and ensure that the psychometric tool that we use makes use of cars to describe these various personalities.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Amazing.
And it's called Oyela, by the way.
Oyela.
Oyela.
Okay.
Means illumination.
Oh, wow. Nice, nice, nicely said. So now, can you give us briefly, very briefly, the characteristics and traits of these various personalities?
Okay. We'll start with the extroverts personalities. We have the intimidating Oma, and like the name, says, like the king of the road. Always wants to be in charge, wants to take, it's blunt, just shows up with so much power. So that's the intimidating Homer. Then we have the creative convertible, like the name implies, the convertible, flashy, the life of the party, always, saying something, always, there, and everybody knows that this person is here. Then we have the dependable truck. As the name implies, again, slow and steady, doesn't want change, just wants things to be the way they've been, laid back. You need to push a little bit to get the person to come out, and to really deliver on things. Then we have the systematic Ford. And like the name implies, again, systems, thrives on systems.
Routine.
Yes, routine. Madam or Mrs. or Mr. Due process. This is the way it should be done. This is the way it should be done so that we can get this result. So yes, these are the various descriptions of the personalities.
Amazing. So would you say that now these personality traits affect who you pick or who you choose to be in a relationship with? Do they affect? Should they affect?
Not necessarily. Because if you say, I'm a choleric or I am an intimidating Oma, I would like to go for an intimidating Oma. It does not necessarily mean, because if you don't understand yourself as a choleric, if you get married to a choleric, you still have problems.
Yes.
So the bottom line is understanding. So whoever you get married to, at the end of the day, are you willing to understand that person?
Yes.
So whether you decide to go for a personality or the other, that's really not the main issue.
That's not the point.
The main thing is, do I understand this person? Am I willing, to go the extra mile? Am I willing to seek first to understand? The book, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. So you seek to understand this person, then the relationship will definitely, be a good one. So irrespective of the personality you settle for at the end of the day, understanding is very key.
Very key. Amazing. I think that is very, very interesting. And it's actually direct, right? And I think it's very important, because before you get into any relationship or anything, understanding is very important. And once you get to understand yourself, you get to understand your partner, you get the way they relate or react to things, and you can definitely envisage what they will have to say or think about this thing. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I mean, next week, of course, we're definitely going to go more into this conversation. Thank you so much for being here again. Right about now, we have to go on a quick break, and when we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues.